Welcome to Comics on Parole. My name is Dan Glazer. How you doing, Al?
Good. How's it going?
Fine. You know, Al, I saw a flying saucer the other day. Almost hit me.
Really?
Then I saw a flying cup. And then I realized the better my wife get, the better her aim when she throws dishes.
Just watch for the pots.
That's right. Anyway, didn't hear any laughter, so let's move on. Listen, we have a really nice show here with about 4 comics, and it'll be a lot of fun. We're running it as an open mic show. But before we do, I wanted to mention Sunday night I went to a movie premiere of a movie called Here Comes Rusty, starring Colonel Bruce Hampton, which is a local here in Atlanta. And he's been in Sling Blade, played with the Dave Matthews Band. That is not very professional, Al. Anyway, and then Johnny Knapp, and it was a wonderful movie about a dog racetrack, and I just put the poster up of the movie.
Okay.
And we'll keep you posted when this movie gets released. It was a lot of fun, and I want to show a movie clip of it. Let's take the movie clip.
Why don't we do what good old boys do? A bet. I win the Magnolia Derby this Saturday, I get the track.
Here comes Rusty.
You win, you get my used car ranch.
Let's make a deal.
Save the day.
God bless America.
So this movie's a lot of fun. You saw Fred Willard in it, who was on Everyone's Loves Raymond and many other things. In that clip, you saw a little kid a very talented kid named Brandon Niedauer. And this kid's only about 13 years old and an unbelievable guitar player. He's on Broadway in School of Rock. And the next clip after our comic, we're going to show a clip of him playing. It's amazing. But right now, let's take it to the Atlanta Comedy Theater.
American Hearts Radio Entertainment Network is proud to announce that Dan Glazer's Comics on Parole Open Mouth Night will be held on Wednesday night at Atlanta Comedy Theater in Atlanta, Georgia, where you could get glazed every week with Dan Glazer. Dan has great success with his Comics on Parole Open Mouth Night. Now fate has brought Comics on Parole to a larger stage at the Atlanta Comedy Theater. Come see the Comics on Parole Open Mic at the Atlanta Comedy Theater. This is a show up, go up for 45 minutes before the scheduled shows. 4650 Jimmy Carter Boulevard, number 114B. Go to www.atlcomedytheater.com. And don't forget to check out Comics on Parole Webtv series every first and third Tuesday of every month at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on www.americanheartsradio.com Webtv.
Now I would like to welcome to the parole desk. This young man is known as the best dressed comic in Atlanta. You rent these suits, don't you? Give it up for Mr. Greg Langford.
Straight from rehab. How you doing, guys? Yeah, I'm Greg Langford. And before I get started, there's a few things you need to know about me. First of all, I haven't had a drink of alcohol since February 3rd, 1999.
Yeah.
Very true story.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's a true story. Hadn't smoked a joint in about 20 minutes, though, so don't think I'm being precocious here. You guys, anybody else in this crowd? You know, most times I ask folks, have you been to rehab? Everybody says no. You get to thinking everybody's an Amy Winehouse in this world. But either way, you know, Amy died when she was 27 years old. Part of that entertainer curse. Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, I don't know if you're familiar with it. Famous entertainers die at 27. Means we only got 6 more years to put up with Justin Bieber's crap. Give that some thought, y'all. Philosophic things coming at you tonight. And there's something to that 27-year curse as well. You think about it, Michael Jackson, he was my age. He was 54 when he died. He had 27 years as a black guy, 27 years as a white guy. Give it time, give it time. It'll settle. It'll settle. But either way, I did go to rehab. I realized I had a problem when I went through the McDonald's drive-thru, ordered just a straw. Kid said, "You want fries with that?" I said, "No, I'm getting fried with that." But if you haven't ever been to rehab, it's an interesting place, y'all. I went back in the day. You used to get 28, insurance paid for it, 28 days. I got out a day early, overachiever that I am. But there's a lot of interesting people. I was in the hospital unit, and I wandered into the Alzheimer's group. I ran into a really famous country and western singer there. He was writing a song. It was, "Baby, I Want to Forget You, but I Already Have." Wandered from there. But there are a lot of interesting people. You know the hardest people are to discharge from the hospital? Sex addicts. Because every time you tell them they're going to get discharged, they have a relapse. You know, I dated this schizophrenic girl. She had a couple of personalities. Had to break up with her twice. I mean, have you ever had a three-way with only two people in the room? It was terrible, terrible. Of course, after she and I broke up, I went over to the eating disorders group, started dating an anorexic. That didn't work out. She wouldn't swallow. That's my time in rehab, y'all.
Very good. You know, you were talking about a drive-through, a restaurant in that. Did you hear about the lady? She drove through this is actually true. She drove through Checkers restaurant to get hamburgers and fries for her kids. When she went through, this is actually true. She opened the bag. There were about 5-6 bags of marijuana in it. About 5-6 bags. That's what I call one awesome Happy Meal.
No kidding.
Yes.
Yeah, I got
true story too. Unfortunately, no one thinks it's funny.
No.
But it is not a joke. It's a true story. So tell us, first of all, you were an author.
I am now an author, a published author on Amazon.
Right.
And I've got a new book out that relates to my going to rehab.
Okay.
It's called Heroically Well Adjusted on Amazon. It's available on Kindle as well.
Is it humor in this as well?
There's some humor in it, but it's true. I went to rehab in February 3rd, 1999.
Uh-huh.
But you have to go back a couple of years to figure out why I ended up in rehab.
Right.
In the span of 96, 97, and 98, my father passed away.
Uh-huh.
A year later, my youngest brother committed suicide in my mother's house.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
12 days after that, my mother passed away. And a year after that, my oldest brother committed suicide.
Oh, wow.
My best friend shortly committed suicide after that. I went to rehab and been sober ever since.
And you've changed your life around.
And that's what this book's about.
And
it talks about humor as a weapon to overcome the insanity of mental illness and addiction.
And they get it on Amazon.com.
Amazon.com. Heroically Well Adjusted.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that about your family, but you've turned around. Is it selling well?
I've had my best sales day today. I was pretty pleased with it. My whole mission in this thing is to take it out to rehab centers and to others and to let everybody know we're not alone. You know, that was normal for me.
Right.
As screwed up as your normal is.
Are you in bookstores? Are you in any bookstores?
Not yet.
So you got to do bookstores. You can do signings.
Great.
And you're performing all over.
Yep.
And you did a commercial, a Church's Chicken?
I did a Church's web-based commercial. I'm the Pope, which is a really screwed up commercial though, because it's web-based. They put me on a wig and covered up this beautiful hair.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
But they never show my face. They show me from the side, and they pay me.
Can you talk like him? The current Pope?
I can wave like him.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much, Gregory.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Now you can stay here for a second. So I said I was going to talk further about this. Here Comes Rusty, starring Colonel Hampton and Fred Willard, but there's a child in there named Brandon Niederauer.
Say that 3 times.
I can't. And he started playing at about 8 years old. In this video he's 11. He plays like a 40-year-old. He is currently on Broadway in School of Rock, and he's been on Ellen DeGeneres. And actually, I believe Colonel Hampton, he kind of discovered him in his class. He was teaching a guitar class. That's him right there, a little selfie I did with him. But let's take it to a clip.
I watched School of Rock on the way back from a vacation, and then I went into my room when I got home and started playing guitar. And then he comes in and he's like, "You want to keep playing guitar? You want to play guitar, get more lessons?" And then I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't want that merry little lamb crap. I want a cool teacher like that guy."
I've never seen anything like this. Kids play. I was actually sitting with Johnny Knapp, who is a musician that played for every major star, Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., and he was watching this kid, and he said, "This is like a 40-year-old. He's a savant." And you're going to be seeing a lot more of him. But right now, we want to welcome to the stage a young man. He's considered the most the most not-improved comic in the city of Atlanta. Give it up for Brandon D. Take it away.
Thank you, Dan. Looking mighty sharp, by the way. Yeah, man. Like Dan said, I'm a young man, but I don't feel too young. I'm about to turn 30, and I was looking at a post recently that said at the age of 30, Oprah was in between jobs, and Harrison Ford was building cabinets, and Robin Thicke was praying for his first big hit, and I'm like. And it said slow down, and I'm like, man, that's pretty cool. I want to take it slow, but I look at, like, at the age of 30, what was Brandon doing? And Brandon was watching Ninja Turtles with his 1-year-old. Like, it doesn't equate up to what they were doing. I don't feel too sharp about where I'm at in my life. It's kind of scary. I mean, especially for the simple fact that I started off at such a fast trajectory. Like, I had a scholarship to play college ball, and even before that I was getting all the accolades in high school, and nowadays when people come and they like ask what am I doing to my mom, she has to lie to them about it. And like, how's Brandon doing? Girl, I didn't tell you. No, tell me what? Girl, Brandon died. Yes, girl, he was on 85, flew off a bridge, landed in the ocean. They said it's never happened like that in Atlanta. This was new. There's no ocean in Atlanta, Mom. I don't really understand. I don't understand what my mom has to lie. Like, in her eyes, I'm dead to her. You know what I'm saying? And she's heard that joke before. And she was like, why would you say that? It's like, Mom, because you told me you don't love me anymore. Like, now that she can't get her $1 million signing bonus from the Falcons, she doesn't care. She doesn't care about like a comic view check. Like, that's not impressive to her. She's not looking for that Martin Lawrence First Amendment check. But it's okay. I don't need my mom. I do. I don't need it though. It's confusing. You see how confused I was just then? It's confusing. It breaks my heart. But I don't mind at all.
Continue.
I mean, that's pretty much it, guys.
People don't realize how hard this really is. You think it's hard with an audience. It's much harder with an audience. All the audience here is on their iPhones right now, while you're trying to be funny, right?
I was trying to be honest right there.
Very honest.
Yeah, okay. The funny is going to come later.
Now, I heard you quit college to pursue comedy.
Yeah, the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life.
Why did you do this?
Honestly, it was stupid, but it's not stupid. If I make it, let me say that. But I stopped playing ball because it was my.
Would you have a scholarship?
Year. Yeah, I was on full scholarship.
Basketball, baseball,
football player.
What were you thinking?
This is what happened. It was the third game of the season. My whole family had come in from Mobile, Alabama, to watch me play.
Right.
And on kickoff, I took a huge hit, and it was so crazy that I didn't move for 7 minutes. Like I was out stone cold 7 minutes, didn't move. You know, everyone was really worried. You know, if someone doesn't move after a minute, it's like okay, it's all right. But 7,
and then you woke up and said, "Hey, I'm going to be a comic."
Man, I woke up and sat down, asked my friend what happened, and he laughed at me, and I was like, I didn't like that laughter. I couldn't control that laughter. So after the game, I knew it was over with because that was like the second big hit I had took and had a concussion. But overall, I had like 5 concussions.
Then you decided to do comedy.
Well, honestly, no one ever knew it, but comedy was always my end game. Like Hollywood was always my end game. I was just going to use football, go to the NFL, make my connections, and then go to Hollywood.
Well, this isn't Hollywood, but
it's definitely not.
You're getting there.
It's definitely, hopefully.
Thank you very much, Brandon D.
Yes,
Stay here
Thank
for
you.
a second.
All right.
So right now I want to talk about a young lady who is also in the movie Here Comes Rusty. Her name is Nikki Gillespie. Put her picture up there.
Let's see. Which one she? Let me see. She cute.
It don't matter. It doesn't get any better. Cause the moms are giving us tokens.
That was not it.
That's
But
Josh
she's
Harris.
going to look. You look for the picture. Nikki Gillespie also was in the movie. She was a drummer in the movie, and she played in Colonel Hampton's band. And she, although she wasn't on there a lot, she had a lot of screen presence, and that's her right there. I want to show a clip of her real briefly.
Okay.
Nikki is going to be here in Atlanta playing at Aisle 5 in Little Five Points. Anyone ever heard of Aisle 5? You ever heard of Aisle 5? Mm-hmm. So she's going to be playing at Aisle 5, and she is also very close friends with Brandon Niederauer. I believe I pronounced it, but she's very talented. And go see Nikki at Aisle 5 this Friday at 10 o'clock, and then you'll be seeing her in Here Comes Rusty. But right now I want to welcome a young man. I really started out doing this with you, and you've just gone light years ahead of me. The force is with you, my son. So
thanks,
right now, he actually gave up dancing in the Atlanta Ballet to pursue comedy. Give it up for Carlos Rodriguez.
Thanks for having me here on the Comics on Parole. Again, this is like my fifth, sixth time?
6th, 7th time, yeah.
You know?
8th.
Never gets any funnier. Never gets any funnier. Am I? Okay, yeah. I almost didn't make it tonight, man. I got into a car accident a couple days ago. I had to get a rental car, and I get to the rental car place this morning, and they lost my reservation. I'm like, I just talked to somebody last night. How do you lose my reservation? She goes, don't worry about it, sir. We're going to upgrade you to an SUV. How about that? I'm like, no. I don't want an SUV because they use too much gas. She goes, it's a small one. You're going to love it. It's a Hyundai Tucson. What the hell's a Hyundai Tucson? I go, do you mean Tucson? She said, Tucson? Is that how you say it? I'm like, yeah. She goes, what's a Tucson? I was like, oh my God. It's a city in Arizona. It's right next to Phonics. Which she needs to get hooked on. And then she was like, huh? Give me the keys to the Tucson. I'm glad it wasn't a Buick Rendezvous. Because we'd still be there, man.
That's right.
Buick Rendezvous. It's ridiculous, man. I had to get my car. I got it, before I went, I just got an oil change before I banged it all up. And the guy goes, you need 4 new tires. I go, all right, well, give me an estimate. And he goes, $600. I'm like, all right. That's it. Then he goes, do you want them mounted and balanced and all that? I go, no, I just throw the rubber tires in my trunk. Of course I want them mounted and balanced, man, and I'm put on the vehicle. They're not no good to me. Just off. I don't have the machine to put them on the wheel at the house. Then he goes, that'll be $700. I'm like, we should have just said that from the get-go. Give me the price for the product the way I'm going to use the product. I don't go to Chick-fil-A and go, hey, let me get a number one, and they give me a potato, a live chicken, and a knife. Figure it out. I'm like, no, I want it to... I got an hour. I got to be back at work. Can you kill it for me and cook it, please? It's a stupid thing to have, man. I don't know. I eat a lot of chicken and fish because my wife doesn't eat pork or beef. You know how much everything delicious has got pork and or beef in it at the same time? You know what I mean? And I go, is it because it's healthier? She's a health nut, you know? She's like, no, it's because they form family units. I go, what do you mean? She's like, their mom, dad, pigs, and the baby. I'm like, I would eat the mom, the babies, grandma, the whole pig family. And she was like, well, that's not nice because I go, all right, how about if I just eat the stepdad pig who's got a drinking problem. He doesn't pay child support. He's got like 52 kids. That son of a bitch needs to be eaten. That's what I think. Can I eat him? And she's like, yeah, all right, whatever, eat him. I don't need to be eating any pork, guys. I'm good. All right, I don't know, Dan, is that good? You want me?
Can you do Catman?
You want me to do Catman?
Yes.
I don't know. I just... Anybody catch that Superman versus Batman movie? Not yet?
Not yet.
I'm watching this, right? And everybody's muscular and fit and just athletic because they're superheroes. And I'm wondering, why isn't there a fat superhero? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to become the first fat superhero. And I went into my daughter's closet and I got some old gym yoga work gear, and I got me some black spandex shirt and pants. It's a little snug. A little snug. I drew some whiskers on, and I bought me some Uggs from Lennox, and I went patrolling the streets of Lawrenceville.
As Catman.
It's Catman, yeah.
Right.
Because the Uggs help you for stealth, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I saw a couple guys standing in the corner. I was like, hey, this is my time to use my bionic cat ears. So I climbed a telephone pole about this high.
All right.
Not too high. Catman's not crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm watching him. How much for how much? And that's when I give him my Catman warning call.
What's that?
Meow, cabrón! I don't know why I'm cursing at him in Spanish, man. It's just what I feel in my soul. But they ran, and I was like, guess they got away. Catman don't chase people, you know? I just lit up some catnip and be like, hey, maybe next time, you know?
Catman's a little effeminate, too, though.
Well, no, people think he's gay, but he's not. But he does sound like this. Where are the drugs? Like, if I catch you, I got to interrogate. Where are the drugs? I'm serious. I've been wrestling with Ratman all day. I'm just not... I will scratch you. That is the stupidest... Dan got me doing Catman.
Very, give it up for Carlos Rodriguez.
Oh, thanks for
Carlos,
having me,
what I
Dan.
realized about you are very funny, but 50% of it is your delivery. It's very good. You draw people in. Quickly, tell us what's going on in your life. You're touring now with a bit, right?
Yeah. I'm doing some work with Comedy Zone, and I'm still doing my
And Thumbtack. You're on Thumbtack?
Thumbtack, Gig Masters, doing corporate stuff. So yeah, man.
And he's a dental hygienist.
And I have a real job. Yeah.
He'll work on your funny tooth.
Yeah.
Give it up for Carlos Rodriguez.
Thank you, Dan. Thanks for having
Stay here
me.
for a second, and let's bring on. This is strange. I have no explanation for this, but this is some kind of cartoon the network is working on, starring Brian Tracy, and is that his name? Brian Shirley. Brian Shirley. He's a comic who's part of this network. Play it for a minute. Let's go to it for a minute.
Well, Captain Shirley, have a seat.
What's this about, Admiral?
Captain, I am handing this down to you straight from the chair of buffers in Washington.
Wow, this looks really important.
You don't even know. According to much widely held public opinion, the United States government successfully recovered the remains of a crashed UFO, along with its extraterrestrial occupants near Roswell, New Mexico, in July 1947.
So what is this about, Admiral? Are we silencing someone or something?
Well, I guess you could say something.
Stellar compass?
An unidentified flying object crashed on a ranch northwest of Roswell, New Mexico, sometime during the first week of July 1947. In the debris was found a capsule holding the body of an alien being. The being was taken to Area 51. The government placed a hush sanction on the facility. They revived this alien being and somehow developed a way to communicate with it. Once the alien learned our language, the government forced it to teach them its technology. But the alien outsmarted the government while working on this project.
I have no idea what that was, but it's the continuing sagas of Professor Graviton. Stay tuned for future episodes. Right now, I want to welcome to the stage a young man who's known as the Cowboy of Comedy. Give it up for Gary Cargill.
Hey, thank y'all. Thanks, Dan Glazer and Comics on Parole for having me. I'm a married man. My wife's name's Kim. She's not even Korean, but it's a mixed marriage anyway. She's a full-blown Yankee, and I like to consider myself a Confederate American. I'm just not crazy about the term redneck myself. So, I'm still working on my first ex-wife. Now, we've been together now 28 years. Plus, oh man, hey, seriously, she deserves the hand, not me. And we lived together 3 years. We shacked up 3 years before that, but if y'all run into her daddy, don't mention it, because he's still kind of sore about that, you know what I'm saying? My buddies always told me, though, they said, look, the only reason you're marrying her, one, you finally found one that'd fit in. And second, you think she'll make a good ex-wife. So, guys, I just want y'all to know, I'm still working on my first ex-wife, which is about 3 under par from the rest of y'all that's got 3 or 4 by now. So, anyway, take that, fellas. Now, she told me this morning, though. She came down and said, you know, all this comedy and acting stuff, said, it's going to work out for you. You're going to start doing real good in it. And then you're going to die from eating hot dogs and smoking cigarettes. So I've got that to look forward to, I guess. We got 2 boys. Caleb, and it only took him 6 years to get his recreational management degree from Jacksonville State. And I'm pretty sure that with that, like, he can be a assistant sports director, like a park and rec department for like a really small town. But he's decided that education's where it's at, and now he's staying over there to work on his master's degree, so he ought to be able to get another 3-4 years out of that for sure. He's out, and he's on his second girlfriend, which is real good, because the other one was in the 3rd grade. No. So anyway, we're all proud of you, Caleb. We love you a lot, and hope that girlfriend thing works out, because I know you don't like overcommit or anything. Now the other child, he's a swimmer. He's a senior this year. He's a swimmer, and he big Michael Phelps fan. Well, a few years back, Michael got busted for pot, and so Kirby felt like that the 4-H drug done so much for Michael that he should try it. Now, I call it the 4-H drug because it makes you happy, horny, hungry, and then you want to hibernate. So Kirby's got that going for him, and he's looking for somewhere where he can study, maybe hopefully leaning towards Colorado State, I think, where he can go and be a bong engineer, because that's that's his goal. I play a lot of golf.
Go ahead.
Really?
No, go ahead with golf.
So normally people tell me I play too much, but really about 27 holes a day is all I'm good for. So the only other thing, I play over a little place called, I like to call Tallapoosa National, kind of like Augusta National, but it's in Tallapoosa. Now the other thing that they have over at Tallapoosa that's a big deal is the annual possum drop on New Year's Eve. Now I'm not famous enough to be Possum King over there. The biggest celebrity we've had over there so far has been Honey Boo Boo. So until I can reach that level of celebrity, I'm afraid that they're going to lock me out of the whole possum drop thing. But I'm the kind of guy you like to play golf with, because I'll say things to you when we're playing. Like when you go over by the tree to take a leak, I'll say, "Hey, Carlos, you cold?" I don't care if it's in August. And then when I go over to take a leak, I'll go over and I'll jump back about 3 feet, and the guys will say, "Gary, what's wrong?" And I'll say, "Nothing, guys, it's all right." I've zipped it up now, but I thought I saw a shadow of an anaconda. Because the real reason that men like to hunt, fish, and play golf, just so we can pee outside.
That's right. That's right. Give it up for Gary Cargill. Quickly, so what's going on? You've started comedy in August, right?
Well, I started getting serious with it in August. Prior to that, I was just opening for a friend of my son's at a little place in Jacksonville, Alabama.
And you have an open mic or a show in where?
And what we do a monthly show in Anniston with myself and Darren Knight do it.
Yeah.
Darren's a YouTube sensation. Really does. Yeah, he does Southern Mom, and it's wonderful.
Oh, that's right. You told me about it.
Yeah.
You know, Al, we talk about golf. Al told me, "Dan, you need to give up telling jokes and take up golf." I said, "Why, Al?" He goes, "Because you'll get more laughs from your golf swing."
That's why I don't like to play with myself at all, Dan.
That's right. That's right.
Because after I swing, I miss the Snickers. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, thank you so much,
Oh, man,
Gary.
thank y'all for having me.
Thank you for tuning in to Comics on Parole. Tune in 2 weeks when we don't know who will be on, but they will be here. Thank you so much. Say goodbye, guys. Say goodbye, Catman.
Goodbye, guys. Goodbye, Catman.